Yay, I am so glad that you asked because I could talk about food alchemy all day. So, to answer your question, food alchemy is the process by which the energy of our food transfers to our body and then we become what we eat. Like that entire process is food alchemy. And when it comes to our food, we are most comfortable talking about calories. And so I'd like to remind us that by definition, a calorie is simply a unit of energy. Like that's it, that's all a calorie is. It's nothing to fear. It's just a unit of energy. And in our culture, we are taught to count calories, where through the lens of food alchemy, we're more looking at the quality of the calories and what kind of calories versus counting the calories. So you'll see that there's two aspects to this. There is an as above and a so below. Food alchemy definitely borrows from that hermetic principle, and applies it to our nutrition. And so the as above, so below, we're very familiar with the so below. Like that is just standard American food culture where we're obsessed with calories. If you're trying to manage your weight, you're probably in a calorie deficit. If you're trying to grow muscle, you're probably paying attention to your macros, which is monitoring your calories according to the proteins and carbs and fats that they provide. And we do that intentionally to shape our physical body. Well, allow me to introduce you to the as above aspect of food alchemy. That was the so below, and the as above aspect of food alchemy pays more attention to the quality of the calories that we're eating. Now, quality matters when it comes to our physical body for sure, but it's definitely an aspect of our food when it comes to the non-physical energy that ends up shaping our energetic body. Now, remember, this is happening regardless. Like food alchemy is the process. It's what's happening regardless. It's just that we have an opportunity to be aware of it and to be intentional with the food that we're consuming to shape not just our physical body, but our energetic body. And that then calibrates our energy to different frequencies that have an effect, on that side of our life. So for example, before where you might have selected an apple over a donut for a snack or for breakfast because, you didn't want the donut because it has all this added sugar and you're trying to watch your weight and you don't want to have all those extra calories. And so that might have been why you chose the apple. But through the lens of food alchemy, you're going to want to choose the apple because the apple was grown in the sun. And the sun is source energy, and the apple then absorbs through photosynthesis 100% of sun source energy. And then when we eat the apple, that energy transfers to us, not as much. We only get about 10%, but we're still consuming sun source energy. That's what we then become. And our energy is calibrating to, and when I say our energy, our physical and our non-physical energy, all of which we radiate, calibrates to that energy we just consumed, right? And that also works in the case with meat. Like if you are basing your diet off of protein goals, you're really going to want to make sure that you are eating ethical, sustainably raised protein, because when you're eating protein, you're not just eating protein calories, protein energy, you are also consuming the energy of the living conditions. You are also consuming the energy of how that animal was slaughtered. Like all of that is captured in the energy in the tissues of that animal, which we then consume. Right. And this is why halal and kosher meats and, sourcing your protein from local family owned farms is so much more healthy because it really does reach our health on a more cellular level. On a more cellular level. And so ultimately, food alchemy allows you to embody more of an intentional energy through your food choices. And I think that's kind of dope because then you can be more in charge of what that baseline energy or that baseline frequency that you're radiating, just again through your food choices. And yeah, so this is a rabbit hole that goes pretty deep and there's so much to talk about here. So if this was interesting to you and you want to learn more, just feel free to ask some questions.